Hi everyone, this is Harisha from H&B Premier Tax and Accounting LLC. I'm a CPA here in Long Island, New York. Today I want to bring you a quick update about third stimulus payments, and then also how if someone still did not receive their third stimulus check, how they could check if they the status of those payments, and then how they could request that payment from the IRS. Okay, so let's get into it. So IRS issued a third stimulus check in a new batch. They release these payments in batches. So they released the fifth batch. This fifth batch covers a lot of people. So if you still did not receive the third stimulus check from IRS, which is $1,400 per person, and then if you fall into these categories, look forward to that payment. You should be getting that payment anytime soon. They released this fifth batch on April 9th, and then they were supposed to be direct deposited to individual bank accounts on April 14th. And if you get that in the mail, you'll get that in this coming week. So now, who are the people that got this the third stimulus check distribution in the fifth batch? Veterans affairs beneficiaries. If you're someone who is not required to file a tax return, but you're receiving VA benefits, then your payment should have been processed in this fifth batch. Look forward to it. And then also, if you're someone that IRS did not have information to process your payment, but you recently filed a tax return, so then your payment went out in this fifth batch on April 9th from IRS, you should expect to receive that payment anytime soon. And also, who else got covered during this fifth run? People who received their stimulus checks in the last year, but their economic situation or the tax filing status or income levels change, and then because of that IRS has to pay them more money. So which is reconciliations of the stimulus that you got, and then also a stimulus that you were supposed to get, right? During the reconciliations, if the IRS figures out that you are supposed to get more money, so then the additional payments also were released during this fifth batch. So if you are someone that filed a tax return and claim a recovery rebate credit, which is the reconciliations of the stimulus checks, what you got and what you're supposed to get, then if you're supposed to get additional payments, you would have gotten your additional stimulus money in this fifth batch. Look forward to a check coming from the IRS. And also finally, if you are someone who received Social Security benefits, but you're not required to file a tax return, and you did not file a tax return for 2019 and 2020, so then those individuals also will receive their check released in this fifth batch. Look forward to that. If you're getting your benefits as direct deposits to your bank, your stimulus check also is supposed to come that way. But for whatever reasons, if you're not getting that way, so the IRS will send a check or a debit card, for you to receive this stimulus check. Now, the one other thing that IRS encourages, people to do is, if someone is a homeless, individual that did not file a tax return, IRS encourages, them to go ahead and file a tax return or somehow provide the information to the IRS, because IRS wants to release these stimulus checks to all the individuals that are eligible. But if you did not file a tax return in 2019, 2020, IRS IRS does not have your information in their system. So because of that, they cannot issue a stimulus check to those individuals that IRS does not have information. So because of that, if you know someone in an unfortunate situation, such as homeless situation, where they don't have a permanent address to file a tax return, IRS says look, you don't need to have a permanent address to file a tax return. You could use the address of a relative, or you could use an address of a friend, or you could use an address of a homeless shelter, or a care provider, or temporary address. And go ahead and file a tax return. Even if you don't have income to file a tax return, you need to go ahead and file a tax return with your basic information, just to provide the information to IRS. And then when you file that tax return, make sure to include your banking info. So then if you have a bank, if you have bank accounts, so then IRS could deposit the money into your bank account, and then you will get your stimulus check faster. And then if you don't have a bank account, list the address that you could get a check from the IRS. So when that check comes, or a debit card comes, you could collect that check or the debit card, and then get the money that way. So if you know someone who is in that kind of situation, who's not aware of this, so make sure that you share this information with that person and help them. And if they don't know how to file a tax return, there are a lot of free resources IRS has put out. They could go to IRS website and file a tax return on a smartphone, or on a tablet, or if you don't have an access to internet or a computer, you could go to a public library and then do this. Generally, there has a social security number, and a US a citizen or US person can get these stimulus checks. It's $1,400 per person, and then if it is one person and then they have a spouse or dependents, they each person would receive additional $1,400. Please make sure that you go ahead and do that, so that way this money doesn't go to waste, or you position yourself to receive this money. And then also there are income requirements qualify for this stimulus check. If you did not get this third stimulus check, so I'm going to leave a link to this video of a detailed video that I did how the third stimulus check is calculated. So if you receive first and second stimulus check, but if your income is marginally within the range of the third stimulus check phase out limits, you might not receive the third stimulus check. So if you're waiting for a third stimulus check, go check that video. It will show where the cutoff income limits to that third stimulus check get phased out. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach us. If you can help you, we'll definitely do, or leave us a comment. And if you know anyone that could benefit from this kind of information, please feel free to share the video and give a thumbs up, and also subscribe to our channel for future informational video like this. Thanks for watching. Until I see you in the next video, stay safe and take care of one another. Thank you.